Welcome to a guide for applying your kids' natural talents and strengths. In this video, we're going to look at how strength-based education grows talents into strengths. For additional information or resources or materials, please go to www.ourkidsarenotbroken.com. So let's begin. Strength-based education builds a curriculum around your kids' talents. That's very different than what goes on in the public schools. In the public schools, kids come to school to learn a curriculum. Kids must adjust to the curriculum. In this case, in strength-based education, the curriculum is based on your kids' natural talents, their interests, and from that, knowledge and skills develop, and they become the driving force for the curriculum. In other words, the curriculum grows out of your kids' talents, and that then moves into strengths. Your kids' talents become strengths as they develop knowledge and skills. Let's take a look at an example. We have Robert, an 11-year-old, who took the Strength Explorer. From the Strength Explorer, Robert's results showed that his talents are competing, organizing, and achieving. When we take a look at competing, we find out that Robert really loves competition. He loves winning, loves playing the game. Winning, in fact, is a great motivator for him. And so when his mom sat down with Robert to talk about activities, how he could use his talent of competition, competing, his mom decided to put together an activity, a learning activity. She knew that it had to be challenging, it had to be quick-paced, and it had to be short in duration. So what Robert's mom did was take a look at his math book and go through there and find some math quizzes and some math tests and some math information, looked at what Robert was learning, and from that came up with an activity whereby there were 3 different envelopes, and each envelope was rated differently. The envelopes that were rated as 5 had the easiest questions inside, again, from Robert's textbook. The envelopes that was rated 10 had a little bit harder questions, and the envelope that had a rating of, or a categorizing of 15, it was a bit harder. In each of the envelopes, there were many questions. This activity was 30 minutes long. It gave Robert a lot of choices, and Robert's goal was to achieve 30 points. So he could obviously take a look at 2 questions from the envelope marked 15, or he could do 3 questions from the envelope marked 10, or 6 questions from the envelope marked 5, or a combination. It was up to Robert. He had choices. And when Robert achieved his 30 points, he then, as a reward for that, was to have 30 minutes free video games. So following the activity, when Robert did reach his 30 points, Robert and his mom had a conversation about what Robert just learned, the activity he just participated in. The conversation involved Robert's talents, his interests, what knowledge and what skills he learned as a result of the activity. Specifically, the questions that Robert and his mom discussed is, what did Robert learn? And what interests jumped out at him as he was participating in the activity? What were his interests? What did he really like about it? And then what knowledge did he learn? What information about math, about the activities he was doing? And then finally, what skills did he learn? So those questions made up the conversation following the activity that Robert and his mom participated in. Now, the conversation results connected to another of Robert's talents, which was organizing. And Robert's mom knew that Robert loved to organize. He loved to put things together. He loved to schedule things. He loved to plan things. So what Robert's mom did was suggest to Robert that he takes the results, the information, the strengths, the information and the knowledge and skills that he learned from the activity and put it together in some organized format so that it was specific, that there was details, it was organized, it was orderly. And this, of course, being Robert's talent, he enjoyed doing this sort of thing. This was connected to Robert's third talent, which was achieving. Because as Robert organized the results from his activity, where he gained the 30, where he put together the activities, the answers to gain his 30 points, and then organize it, he was achieving through the organization. In Robert's mind, as he was putting together the results in an organized fashion, he saw that he was successful. He was achieving things. He learned things. He had new knowledge. He had new skills. It was connected to his interests. He was excited. He felt successful. And so these three talents, competing in terms of the activity itself, organizing the results from the activity, really led to achieving for Robert. And this is what Robert's mom did in terms of putting it together. And when we take a look at all of this from the strength-based education perspective, we see how it works. We start first with natural talents. What are Robert's natural talents? And we discovered that through the assessment. Then through an activity, Robert connected his talents to his interests. He learned some knowledge. He gained some skills. As a result, he found purpose and meaning in his learning. This was his learning. This wasn't someone else's. It wasn't some curriculum that was imposed upon him. And he, as a result, was highly committed to the process, which, of course, was the beginning of the transformation of Robert's talents into real strengths. And in the strength-based education process, we see that conversation is critical. Conversation is critical about what learning is actually taking place. And in that sense, parents play a critical role. Also, we see that opportunities are everywhere. When Robert and his mom discussed his talents, Robert could quickly see that he has some opportunities to learn, opportunities to connect his talents to his interests. So in the strength-based education process, opportunities become very obvious, which encourages and is motivating to learn more. Emphasizing talents changes everything, as you can see. The role of kids change in terms of how they view the learning process, and certainly the role of parents change in that they are now central to the learning process. Very different than what takes place in public education. We hope that this short video helped to introduce how we move from talents to strengths. If you have questions or comments, or you'd like to tell us about your own experiences, we hope that you'll email us at contact@ourkidsarenotbroken.com. So please email us with any questions or things you'd like to share. We promise to get back to you in 24 hours. Our next video will focus on how we schedule the Strength-Based Education Day. So you'll want to really tune into that, and you should receive that in your mailbox in a day or so. So again, if you have any questions, please get back to us at contact@ourkidsarenotbroken.com. And we hope to hear from you soon. Have a great day.